Alright guys, this is the Hungry Handgunner channel. So normally I'm a shooting channel, all things guns, tactical lifestyle, all that. But today I have a couple friends that I'm trying to help out, so I'm just going to show you just kind of a quick how to make a video using VideoPads. That was good. Yeah, we could have burned through a lot of ammo. VideoPad is the software I started with. I'm starting to learn Premiere Pro and stuff now, so still learning that. I'm not quite comfortable doing a tutorial on that, and this is very simple video editing that I do on VideoPad. This is nothing crazy. Just recently upgraded my computer to this Inspiron Dell 7306, so it's kind of small, very small screen. I'm going to be getting a monitor to use here, but very capable computer. VideoPad worked good on my basic laptop that I used before. So basically we're going to go over here, we're going to click on the VideoPad editor screen, bring it up. This is kind of your template. So the way you organize your raw files or the video files that you took on your camera, I call them raw files. That's going to make this a lot easier. So kind of knowing what you want to do. Here's my miscellaneous clips. So these are all clips that I have done that are just kind of one-off, right? Like that, I don't have multiple clips for these. So let's see here what I'm going to be doing today. That's not going to take forever. We can do my 2A is not about deer hunting one. So if you are not a Second Amendment fan, this one might tick you off a little bit, but it's accurate. So I want both of those, so I'm going to open those. It brings them in. Now, if you have an intro or things like that, the way I do this, I tend to go ahead and get whatever intros or kind of clips that I use in most of my videos, and I bring those over and get them in here. So depending on what I'm doing, I may put the intro at the beginning, or I may have like a little bit of a hook and then the intro. So in this one, it's basically just me talking, nothing super crazy or exciting. I'm just gonna lead with the intro. So this is kind of your workspace over here. As far as what files you have on queue, you can do audio files, you can do images. These are video files. So I'm gonna bring in my intro and just drag it down here. You can make adjustments and trim it up if you want, but because that clip's already ready to go, I'm just going to leave it. So the other thing you want to do, let's see if this one's still buffering. Okay, so see this blue bar? For best results, let it buffer, and you can kind of see the blue bar going to gray here. That just kind of means, I'm calling it buffering, but it's going to make it a lot easier to work with that clip once that blue bar is gone. There's not going to be a whole lot of lag or skipping around or things like that. And I don't know if that's unique to this program or not. But this is the second clip for this video. So we can go ahead and start with the first one. Part of this will also depend on how you film, right? So if you misspeak, I misspeak all the time because I don't do scripted videos. So sometimes you've got to trim sections and things like that. And I'll show you how to do that. So the way I do it, though, is probably lengthy and not the best use of my time. But I just kind of play through it and see what we get. Good afternoon, folks. So one thing, I know I'm going to catch some backlash for this. I try not to get super political on the channel, and there's an abundance of reasons on why. Number one, I don't view 2A rights as a political issue. It's a civil rights issue. It's, you know, we all tend to have kind of the same support for things like the First Amendment and the Fourth Amendment. So for me, the Second Amendment is kind of a no-brainer, and I hate that it has gotten polarized. So I kind of fast-forwarded through this and cut some of it out so you guys don't have to sit through this entire video. If you do want to see this video later, once this video goes live, I will put a link in the description. So basically, where I've gotten now is right in this area here. And I misspoke. So this clip as it stands is not ready to be brought into the sequence because I'm going to split it up some. So what I'll do is I'll take this blue marker at the end and I'm going to drag it to my cursor position. And then from there, I will drag the clip over from this corner down here after my intro. Now there's a couple things going on here. I want to put my cursor here at the tail end of the intro, and I'm going to play through until I start talking. Good afternoon, folks. Once I'm there, because of the size of this screen, it helps for me to zoom in on this timeline down here. I want to trim this to take some of the dead space out. So I'm going to bring this in, and then what I'll like to do is just run from the end of the intro again and make sure that, you know, it's not that I didn't trim it too far or leave too much dead air there.
Good afternoon, folks.
Yeah, so I'm happy with that. So the next thing I'm going to do is scroll onto the end of the timeline to the part that I want to cut out, because I said something one way and I really didn't like the way I said it, so I want to say it another way. So,
Second of all, it's not just about defending our family. Self-defense, self-preservation, hunting, those are kind of side effects of the Second Amendment, right?
So that's where I wanted to leave it right there, because I actually say this in a different method, or manner, I should say. So again, we'll make sure that this is good.
Hunting, those are kind of side effects of the Second.
Bring it back a little bit more. This is where it gets tricky, because you just kind of have to use your best judgment, make sure it flows.
Those are kind of side effects.
So we'll leave it there. So then we come back up here to the actual video clip. So I'm going to bring my cursor to kind of help me keep a track of where I'm at. And the cursor is just this, wherever it's at in the video. I'm going to drag this blue, what I call the end cap, down here. Red is the beginning of whatever clip you're going to extract from that video file. And I'll bring it down here. This isn't exact. And I'll pause it when I get to where I want the clip to start.
Here, then you probably also are going to have Y and Z or whatnot that comes down below it. It's kind of what.
So here we are here. And then I'm going to play through the rest of this, and then once this clip is ready, I'll demonstrate that for you. So I did want to point out here, whenever you're setting these red and blue start and end caps, or whatever parameters you're using to trim that video file, it's not critical to have it at its exact spot, right? And I used to do my videos that way. But once you bring it down here, I had another spot where I misspoke. Once you bring it down here, you can do a lot of trimming down here and a lot more detail, because I can zoom in and kind of key off this audio signature for the audio profile that goes along with the video. So obviously when it spikes, there's noise or talking or whatever, and that kind of helps me key in on it. So I find that very useful.
Side effects. It's kind of one of those.
So I want to bring that in a little bit. Sometimes a pause is necessary. You don't want to just jump straight around and cut words off and things like that. So just kind of use your best judgment. It's going to take playing with it a little bit.
Effects. It's kind of one of those things, right? Like if you have.
So we get to the end, and my misspeaking this time was I meant to say the world's most powerful, and I said the world's most popular. And believe it or not, Britain was not the world's most popular military in 1776. It was the most powerful. It was not very popular. But anyways.
Rights. Well, they had just defeated the world's most rights.
So I'm going to bring this here, and cut that part off of that, so then I can bring in the part where I revised what I was saying and bring it on there. So just to show you what that looks like again. Oh, yeah, lovely notifications when I'm trying to do something on camera for once. There we go. We'll leave the cursor there, bring the blue thing down. And this is one of those areas where a bigger screen is going to come in a little bit handier. My other computer that I used had a larger display, and it was a lot easier to kind of see some of this stuff. But I like how fast this computer is, and it's portable, and getting an external monitor is going to be great for home-based stuff.
Popular. They had just.
So there's where I rephrased, and you guys kind of saw, maybe I looked away from the camera right before I started speaking again. That's kind of my cue. That's a holdover from when I first started making videos. Whenever I would turn away and then turn back, it was supposed to help me with my editing. But now it's just a bad habit. So just keep that in mind as you're going there.
Defeated the world's most powerful military using, well, the same weapons that the military had.
So we've kind of drawn towards the end of the clip here. So what happens, neighbors coming down the driveway, I cut it off because normally he likes to stop and talk. So that's where I'm at with that. So I'm going to drag it down again. Again, I'm still dragging the same file, but because of those blue and red bars, it kind of tells the program that I'm only taking that section of the video. And yeah, lovely tongue sticking out there. So again, cursor is going to be at the end. That's where I left it. So we're going to zoom in a little bit. If you have a mouse with a scroll wheel, this makes it so much easier. In case you're wondering, I'm using the Logitech MX Master 2S is phenomenal. In case you're wondering, a little side note.
They had just...
So I do want to come in and take some of that dead air off of there. Again, this is just the way I do it. This isn't, I don't claim to have all the answers here. So when we get to the end, we're going to want to make sure that we're good.
Lose those rights to own those guns.
So again, I'm just trimming it up a little bit. So that's the end of the first video, right? Like the 2A is not about deer hunting, number 1. The first video clip for this project I'm doing. So we go to the second one. You guys can see that blue bar is gone now on this, so that's good. This is a 7-minute clip, so I'm not going to make you sit through all of it, but any pertinent stuff, I'll start the camera back up and show you. Alright, so I've kind of got this second clip pretty much ready to come on down. The rest of it, a couple more instances of me misspeaking. So I'll go ahead down here. We're going to slide this bar over to the cursor, zoom in. Again, a mouse with a scroll wheel is your friend here.
Somebody like me that is...
So there we go. Trim out the dead air and that, and then come down here to the end. It's not a big deal if people see you turn the camera off if you're filming stuff yourself, but I don't like it.
Stay safe. I'll see you next time.
Oh, see? Okay, so I let it play to the end. It started over. No big deal. We're just going to scroll back to here, and maybe I'll stop it in time this time.
Stay safe. I'll see you next time.
That's a good spot to end that. I'll trim that part out there. Now I'm going to bring my outro down. Again, just like my intro clip, this one's ready to go. It's already, I'm just drag and drop, right? So we'll zoom back out. You can see this ended up being just shy of 11 minutes and 50 seconds. So 11:48. So from this point, it's all good on the timeline. You can scroll back to the beginning and watch it if you want to. I'm not going to put you guys through that, obviously. So the easiest way to do that would just be once you're in this sequence. And another thing here, if you wanted to mess around with the clip and you're here, but you want to check your sequence, just click somewhere on this timeline. And then you have your play controls here. So you can go all the way back to the beginning if you want. Once you click down here, you can go all the way to the beginning and watch it if you wanted to. And have a good time. So once you have your timeline assembled down here on the bottom, export video. We're going to export it as a video file. That's what I always do here. Go ahead and give it a title, makes it easier to find. So I'm just going to put in 2A is not about deer hunting. And I may refine that title when it comes time to actually put it up on YouTube. But that just helps me know what it is. You can set your save to folder. I have mine ready to go to my completed videos folder. From there I upload presets. You can do a lot here. I always go down here to YouTube 1080p HD. And that's just the preset I use as an MP4 file format, 1920 by 1080 resolution, which is what YouTube is going to max you out at anyway. It sets your frame rate at a variable frame rate. This has just worked out good. Tells you estimated file size, and this gets tricky because I can guarantee you this video is going to be bigger than that. So I haven't really figured out what they mean there. And then create. Now, depending on your computer, how long this may take is up for speculation. So this one runs a lot faster than my other one. At this point, on a video of this length, I used to just kind of get up and go find something else to do for 20 or 30 minutes. But this one will be done pretty quick. So that's just a quick and dirty VideoPad tutorial. This program is capable of a lot more than I can even begin to show you. Again, I'm not really a tech guy, right? I'm a gun guy that decided to start talking about guns, and a YouTuber second, and I'm trying to get better at that as time goes on. But I've got a couple friends that are wanting to get into YouTube, so I figured I would just show them just how I do it, because it is fairly easy to do and not too many complaints about video quality. There's so much more that you can do out there, both with this program and with other programs like Premiere Pro or Final Cut. So this was just kind of the norm for me, is how I make a video. And obviously this one had 2 main clips for it, so I've had them with as many as 14 clips, and just kind of making sure that you get the order right on where you want to drag them and drop them. But it's all going to be about the same for each clip in terms of processing and trimming and things like that, like I showed you. So yeah, if this helped you out, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't normally do tech stuff, but if you like gun stuff, check out some of my other videos. Maybe drop a subscribe. And hopefully, if you guys are starting a YouTube channel, I wish you the very best of luck. It's a very fun and fulfilling little hobby that I've gotten into now. So just upload consistently and have fun with it. And if you get haters, which I've been fortunate to not have that many of, or trolls or whatever, just don't sweat it. Delete and move on. So guys, stay safe. If you're gun people like me, keep shooting, and I'll see you next time.